Adjusting tool fall off. So this adjusting tool fall off adjusts the cross section of how we sculpt or paint. So I'll do it both ways. I'm going to go down and sculpt, and I'm going to come up here and I can set my size and my strength. But if I scroll down, you'll see I have a flyout here for fall off, and I click on that, and this is the cross section of my sculpting tool. If I hit this little button here, I have a bigger view, and the default value of this looks more like this. Let me give you more what the default value looks. That's what our default value is right there. So as I sculpt, you can see there's my default value. I can change this now. And so I come in here and I can change this so that this has a hump to it, let's just say. All right. Now remember, this is the cross section of my tool. And you can see how immediately I did not change my size or my strength, but you notice how the shape went here, more of a tapered cross section here. So it's more of a tapered here. Oop, let me get in there a little better. So it's got more of a V shape here. Here it's more of a mound shape. Now let's go in again. I'm still into my sculpt, and I haven't changed any of my strengths over here. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to maximize this so I can see it better. And I'm going to make this all the way out here. Stretch it all the way out so that it's so now when I sculpt, you can see that this now has a very abrupt upright cross section. This had almost abrupt, this had a very tapered. So it changes the shape of my sculpt. Now, also with my paint is the same way. Let me turn over here. So I'll come over here to paint. I'll put the paintbrush in, and I'll go to a color, fine. And so here is my first one, which is a very typical fall-off curve. And oh, sorry, close that. And I got to put paint layer in, okay. And I spray it and it tapers off near the edges. Now, let's go change that a little more. So let's put a little hump to this thing. And I could actually come in here and highlight one of these control points, and I can delete that control point. So I can put in as many control points or as few as I want, and I'm going to kind of make it a little more hump here. And actually, I'm going to highlight this one and get rid of that control point too. So now I got a little hump to this, and now I'll paint. And there is a subtle difference here you can see towards the edges. Now let's go and let's bring this all the way out here. All right. So let's just go in and fill up this whole area, and I'll paint. And so when I zoom in, you can see how the paint applies this whole paint, and it doesn't taper near the edges. And when I was over here, you can see how the paint tapers near the edges on this one, and it kind of tapers a little bit on the edges in this one. So it helps to control our paint, and it helps to control our sculpt. And so when I go to my sculpt tools, depending on how I'll go to my sculpt here, and I come down and I control my shape of my mound. And like I said, typically by default, it's way down here. It's the cross section of the shape of my sculpt tool is kind of shaped like such. Okay, so this is the normal shape. All right. It's very tapered, but when I go and change this, now I can change this cross section, and maybe I got too many control points here. I'm going to get rid of some of these. and I'll just go with fewer control points here. And you can see right now I can immediately change the shape of these, and now when I go across, immediately I have a different shape of my sculpting tool. So it's a little bit more powerful than the sculpting tool, but it does affect my painting as well. So this is called adjusting my tool fall off. So down in either tool, paint or sculpt, scroll down, make sure you click on fall off, and then come in here and change your fall off settings. All right.